Welcome Improvement Gang. I want to tell you today this amazing thing. Ever wanted to maintain a good diet? Ever wanted to make a good positive habit stick to you, like exercise, reading, anything out there, but you couldn't? Okay, what if I tell you that that thing that is not allowing you to experience this sticking of the habit that you want to be in your life is actually the lack of intrinsic motivation. And this is what you need to ensure that you keep up with that habit and make it stick. Keep watching to ensure that you understand what is intrinsic motivation, what it does, and how to actually achieve it and implement it to your life to ensure that you have amazing results for the rest of your life. My name is Mibar Zagoya, and if you like this type of content, I highly recommend that you smash that like button, because that's going to ensure that you get the self-improvement videos that are going to ensure that you get better every single day. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay, so the first thing, what is intrinsic motivation and what is extrinsic motivation on the other hand? Well, you see, intrinsic motivation is basically behavior driven by intrinsic rewards rather than external rewards. And the opposite is extrinsic motivation, and that is behavior driven by external rewards. It makes sense. But I want to tell you that these two types of motivations have actually a very different type of length and time. You see, intrinsic motivation is actually going to ensure this long-term sticking of the habits. But extrinsic motivation is actually pretty good for those short-term, fast, quick things that you need to get done and get motivated with. So if you really want this long-lasting motivation, you have to look into the intrinsic part of your life. You know, this is the reason why some people say, do something that you love. It's the personality for me. Well, you get the point, right? It's not about the rewards that you're gonna get from whatever thing that you're doing or dating, but rather the thing that they provide to you and how you actually enjoy it, and that is the intrinsic motivation. This could also explain those type of people that have amazing achievement, amazing results, amazing money, amazing people and sex appeal, but yet they still feel like they're nothing. They're unfulfilled and they have no meaning. You see, the bad thing when it comes to extrinsic and intrinsic motivation is that people apply it incorrectly. You see, if you apply extrinsic motivation to something that you're already having intrinsic motivation for, then you're just going to erode away and kill the intrinsic motivation. For example, a very common theme seems to be that when you just feel like washing the dishes because you want to wash the dishes, well, you go ahead and do it, and then someone comes in and they say, wow, amazing, you're doing the dishes. Then you're not gonna feel like doing the dishes anymore, right? It kind of seems a little annoying. Now, you might continue to wash the dishes that very day, but if you do this repeatedly and award the recognition to that person for doing the dishes, you're actually going to erode away the drive, the motivation to actually just wash the dishes for the heck of it, because it's meant to be done. So it is very crucial for you to actually maintain and ensure that this intrinsic and extrinsic motivations are not confused, and the way that you implement actually matters a lot, more than you think. Okay, the following thing is higher purpose. Intrinsic motivation is highly driven by this higher purpose, and it is quite entangled with it. So let's take a look into this higher purpose. You see, when you have this higher purpose in your life, like spirituality, like a mantra or something that keeps you driven, you're actually going to be fulfilled because you do things that ensure that you go towards that goal. And in reality, when you do things for a higher purpose, you're actually going to be more invested, more motivated, and the work that you do is actually going to be of much higher value than if it was just for money. This just goes to say that you really need to pay attention on what is your higher purpose. You see, not having this higher purpose implemented into your life is just going to result in emptiness and unfulfillment. This is why many get this midlife crisis, because for most of their life they have been driven by extrinsic rewards of achievement and money. So you need to start to change your mindset of doing things because you will get something. It is more like you are doing something because it's going to reach a higher purpose, a higher degree of your merit. Maybe it is spirituality. Maybe it is just simple as saying, you know what, I want to get better every single day and be the best person that I can ever be. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong in this. I am not telling you to do things when you feel like it, when you're feeling the most motivated, because this is not what I am trying to say. When you say, I'm not feeling like it, and that is the only reason that you're not doing something, then that's just called laziness, and you shouldn't do that. You see, what I'm trying to say is that even if you feel laziness, it's just a result of not wanting to start something. You see, laziness is not a very good thing for you in your life. You see, if you just wait for things to just come and feel like it, then you're not going to get very far. You see, it is not about when you feel like it, it's about when you do things that matter. You see, laziness actually is punished by yourself through the way of guilt. You feel guilty because you haven't been working on this higher purpose of yourself. So make sure that you don't do laziness and don't wait for you to feel it. One of the best ways to get around this laziness really is just starting it, right? So what I highly recommend is mini habits. You need to implement mini habits into your life in order to conquer all of this. And I will be going over in the last part of this video. Okay, so here we come, the final thing that we all have been waiting for, and that is the how-to. How can we actually develop this intrinsic motivation into our life? You see, you already know why we want this intrinsic motivation, right? You're ready to finally know how to develop this intrinsic motivation and make sure it does not die out. First thing, and it's going to be very it's just going to be to find your purpose. Yes, I know it's going to be very overwhelming, it might be very hard, but you might not have to find this awesome, amazing, overwhelming type of thing. What I just want you to do is to find a higher purpose in everything that you do. For example, if it is work, you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to be the best thing for myself. And if you really don't enjoy this work, make sure you find something that you really enjoy. Because you want to do things because out of the joy of it, the reward is you doing it, not the thing that is going to give you at the end of it. Okay, all throughout your life, what I want you to think is that it's not about the destination, but the journey. This basically means that it's not about the reward that you're going to get after you do this, but actually the reward itself is you doing it. This could mean that you're being the better version of yourself today. This could be that you're getting stronger every day. This means that this is part of the process. This is part of you growing. This is part of you actually achieving the best version of yourself. And I'm not telling you to just overthink this. It could be as simple. Make this world a better place than it is. It's already bad enough. But anyway, find your purpose and ensure that that is the point. The second thing here is growth. If you develop this growth mindset, you're going to ensure that you have this intrinsic reward system giving you things when you are actually doing the things that you want to do and them to stick. Someone told me this, and maybe it's from someone, I don't know, but it is a quote, and it is basically saying this: if you're not growing, you're slowly decaying. So make it your purpose to grow and adopt this mindset to actually grow in every single part of your life. You see, having this growth mindset actually makes you and challenge you and makes you a better person than you were before. When you adopt this growth mindset, you're actually going to ensure that you have amazing results out there, because every day you're ensuring that you are working on something. And I'm not saying it has to be very much, but just something that helps you grow instead of decaying. This growth mindset is going to ensure that you have enough intrinsic motivation to get up out of bed early in the morning, if that is what your routine is going to call for. Okay, and the very last thing, and that is going to be habits. And I said I was going to talk about it, and if you stuck around, thank you. Thank you very much for having this patience. But anyway, making habits is what's going to ensure that you have this intrinsic motivation, because habits is basically you doing something without the actual reward. The reward is the habit. So apply this to everything in your life. Make working on your side hustle a habit. Make working out a habit. Make working on yourself a habit. Make anything that you can a habit, because that's going to ensure and shape your life into this growth and ensure that you go into success. Now, I don't want you to form habits in the wrong way, and that is by giving yourself this notion that you're going to get something after doing it. This is just a recipe for you to start again over and over and over again and not go away and actually stick to a habit. And this is what I recommend for you to start implementing mini habits into your life. You see, mini habits are basically minimum versions of whatever habit you set out to be. If it is working out for 60 minutes and that is a regular habit, but you have a minimum of at least 10 minutes you ensure that even on a bad day, on a day that you just don't feel like it, you're actually just going to do maybe just a little bit of that, just 10 minutes. The hopes of this is going to get the ball rolling for you to actually just start the process, because starting the process is probably one of the most difficult things in anything. So find habits that you actually enjoy doing, because this is going to ensure that you stick to them. So if you don't like to exercise at the gym, make sure that you go on walks, make sure you go on runs, make sure that you play basketball, you play soccer, you play whatever it is that involves exercise, and you make the process very enjoyable. Now, if you want to learn how to make the most out of your goals and reach those ambitious goals, I highly recommend that you check out this video I did, so that you ensure that you have the right tools, the right mindset, and the right approach for you to conquer these ambitious goals. Anyway, you have a good one. What is extrinsic? Okay.